Hello everyone, it's İclal here. Today we're going to talk about language learning with Notion. Currently I study 6 languages and I just want to talk about how I organize everything using this app. For the ones who don't know, Notion is a productivity app to keep the track of everything in your life. Before Notion I used to have many notebooks and other applications to just organize my life, but right now I switched to Notion and I have everything in one place. So basically today we will just take a tour of my language learning templates and I will show you what I do and why I do the things that I do. I use Notion since 2021 and Notion also is the sponsor of this video, so you can download the app completely for free using the link in the description. So here are 3 sections welcome us to my language learning place. The first one is 2023, which is basically my language learning goals, and my resources. This is a guide to help me when I have no idea where to study that language on that day. And 21 days is basically something that I created myself because I have 3 weeks of holiday right now. So basically my priorities will be Dutch, Russian and Spanish, and I will show you in detail what I did there. So here's a gallery of my languages that I have a picture of them, I have the name, I have the flag and I have the level. So you can create something similar with the gallery view, I guess. Other creators make it in a more complex way, but I just didn't figure out how they do that. Here I have a basic to-do list of my language learning, so next week I will just delete all of this to start from 0, but right now we will keep these. Actually last year I used to keep an archive of my to-do list, but then I thought the fact that I studied Russian pronunciation on a random Monday won't do me anything in the future, so. And here you may see that some days are free and some days are planned, so what's it for? Actually, I'm not that kind of person who likes to plan everything in advance. Like, I can't just presume what I'm going to do on Friday. It's impossible, everything can change. But also I just wrote some ideas that I have for Wednesday and for le weekend. For example, I thought that I could revise some German on Wednesday because I was too busy on Tuesday, so I just took that to Wednesday. Thursday and Friday are still free. Probably tomorrow I will just decide what I'm doing on Thursday and Friday. So you may have realized that I studied 3 different languages in a day, but that's not what's happening every other day, okay? Some days I just don't study at all, some days I study a lot. So here's a habit tracker that I use to keep track of my listenings. For example, yesterday I listened to Russian, Dutch and Spanish. This means actually that I listened to something decent in that language. Like, I of course watched some French TikToks or I listened to German songs yesterday, but that doesn't count because I didn't do all these with the aim of improving my language skills. I of course improved my language skills, but that's not a study. That's not a proper way of studying. So that's why I just clicked on Russian, Dutch and Spanish because I actually studied those languages, or I watched something to understand and to expand my vocabulary. So now let's get into some detail. I will show you the sections separately. The first one is 2023, and when we enter here you can see that I just wrote my language goals for 2023 and my main priorities depending on the months that we are in. So for example, when we click on Russian, you can see that my goals are reaching B2 level, getting a more natural pronunciation, expanding my vocabulary, meeting new Russian people. And also here you can see my main priorities. The other months are empty because I can't just decide on what I'm going to do in February right now. So in January my main focuses are Dutch, Russian and Spanish, and I created a plan for that. When I click to this, it will take me to 21 days page, but we will talk about that in the video, so I'm just skipping it. So here I have all my language learning resources for all languages and all types of resources. The way I use it is like, for example, I want to study French for 30 minutes, but I have no idea what to do. So you can just come to this language part and choose French. And for example, today I want to do some listening. And here I have all the resources that I can use to listen to French today. And here my challenge page, let's say, 21 days. As for definition, I just said working 21 days on specific language skills. Starting with Netherlands, I just said that I'm going to revise everything in A1 and A2 levels because I just took a 3 months of break from Dutch because of school and exams, and I'm just trying to return to studying Dutch, and I hope that I will just be able to do that. And expanding my Dutch playlist on Spotify because I have a few songs that I listen over and over again. I just want to discover something new. Watching 5 easy Dutch videos. When I say watching 5 easy Dutch videos, what I mean is just analyzing every single thing because that's how I watch videos in the language that I speak at beginner's level. Finishing a Dutch Netflix series. There is a series that I'm watching right now and I will probably finish that in this 3 weeks. Revising grammar, past tense. When I study Dutch grammar, I feel myself as I was 12 and I was studying English at school. Like, it's so problematic. And at the end, 10 hours of studying, I think the quality is more important. Yeah. Yesterday I studied Dutch for 20 minutes, I guess. And now let's go on with Ruski. So what I'm planning to do with Russian is completing BC B1 course. Actually, I have like 10 lessons left, so that will be really easy. 25 hours of conscious Russian listening. With the word conscious, what I mean is like watching Russian TikToks doesn't count. Listening to Russian songs doesn't count. You should be listening to Russian podcast, or you should be watching some Russian videos, spending time on my Russian YouTube. Like, that's the thing that I mean with conscious. Watching 2 films in Russian, like in general, I have no idea. 3 journal entries in Russian, so I will basically write simple texts about my day, about something I watched, about something interesting that happened, and I will do that in Russian. And also 40 minutes of speaking per week. I will probably record myself while speaking and then just listen to my pronunciation to see if I will realize some mistakes. And the third one is Espanol. So for Spanish, what I'm planning to do is just 20 hours of conscious Spanish listening through YouTube videos or podcasts, and also watching 10 episodes of a Spanish Netflix series and 5 journal entries. So with Spanish, I've focused mostly on listening because I already speak fluent Spanish and I know pretty much everything regarding vocabulary and grammar, but my Spanish is really weak because of my Italian and French and because of the non-existing attention that I give to my Spanish. So I'm just planning to get everything back by listening. I did that with Italian in 2021 and it worked. Maybe it won't work with Spanish, but I will try. I will just try consuming Spanish media as much as possible, and by doing that, I will improve my Spanish. I'm just so confident about that. I will improve my Spanish. On the calendar week, I will just keep a track of the studies I did on that day. For example, yesterday I did everything, but I didn't study Spanish. Today I did nothing so far, and yeah, I will just fill all of these. It's not really necessary to do everything every single day, but I just want to see what I did and what I didn't. Okay, that's everything about my 21 days challenge, so you can just create a challenge for yourself and focus on something specific that you want to improve. So basically we talk about everything that's here, and now we will just look at this section. This is a languages section, and here I have cards about languages. Basically, I use the gallery view to do that. You can do the same, it's pretty easy, but just don't forget to change that to layout gallery. And card preview is page cover, not page content, okay? Page cover, so you will see the image here. So for example, we can just visit my German page, and when we make that full screen, here you can see that I have vocabulary, I have my readings, and I have my journal entries. Right now they are empty because this is my 2023 language learning template. But I just wrote some examples to show you how you can create something similar, okay? On my vocabulary page, I have the words, the meanings, the examples, and the type of the word, and I also have the dates, the creation date, because imagine that you have 1,000 of German words and you want to add a new one. When you add the creation date, it will just come here at the top of the page. That's easier to use, as you can understand. Here, basically, I just have the word that I don't know, have the meaning in German, in English, I don't know. Have an example. Examples are the most important thing in vocabulary learning. Watch my video about vocabulary learning, please. And I also wrote the word with red to make it more apparent. I also have the type of the word, for example, like you can just choose among these options and you can add a new view, clicking to this, and when you add a board view, what you see is like those are the German adverbs that I know, those are the German verbs that I know, those are the nouns that I know, and those can help you to enrich your speaking and your writing in general. And for example, this is a page where I will keep my German readings. I have 2 tags, intermediate and advanced, and I have the resource, mostly Deutsch Perfect. And here, for example, I have the article title, and when we open the page, we can see that this is an article that I took from Deutsch Perfect, and I just copied and pasted on my Notion page. And here I have some words highlighted, the words that I don't know. The meanings are at the bottom of the page, the German explanations, sometimes in French, sometimes in English, the way you understand, okay? And journal entries is right now completely empty. I have nothing to show, but we could just create a table like that. You see, here's a table, and we could just enter the dates, tags, for example, my day, or school, or I'm depressed, or friends, and I can just open it and I can write about my day. So those are what language pages are like, and that can give you some inspiration maybe to create something similar. And we already talked about my to-do lists. It's actually really easy to create those. For example, you should just need to carry those blocks to here to do that. So this is a habit tracker that I took from Notion, because Notion has ready templates that you can simply have and edit in the way you want. So right now, as I showed you pretty much everything I have on Notion, I will just help you create a language learning template on Notion. So here we just create a new page, untitled page, and let's say language learning. And in order to create similar things to mine, you can just write my goals and resources and learning plan, for example, and you can just carry those like that, like this and like this, and you can also change the color. For example, we could do those with a green background, and that too, and also that. And we could also change that to pages. When we do pages, you can click to that and you can write also several things, okay? So we can just change all of them to pages, like that, and like that. And you can also create cards for the languages that you're learning. To do that, you should just write gallery. And when you have a gallery, just do that and change that to cover. So you will have the images, for example, here let's say Spanish, and you can have an icon here with the Spain flag, or if you're learning somewhere else's Spanish, right? You can just keep the cover if you want, or you can add something from Spain. So those are my languages, for example. And we can also have a to-do list if you want. Just write the days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We should make those bigger, like that. And now we can just carry those as we did with the first part. Or just change this Saturday to weekend to be more tidy, let's say. And here you can just add, for example, a to-do list by doing that. Monday, study German, and do that. And you can make the same for Tuesday by clicking to here, okay? If you're asking how I'm going to create a habit tracker to keep track of everything, I will show you the ready Notion templates. So just go here, templates. So here Notion has a lot of templates that you can use. For example, if you're a student, you can just use this, class notes, reading list. I have this, for example, in my personal dashboard, habit tracker. So we are just getting this. Thank you. So we got the habit tracker, and what we're going to do is click here and say move to where? To our language learning page. The habit tracker is here on your language learning page. You can just edit the habits, for example, yeah. No, I'm not journaling. Instead of that, let's say study German. That's something we're doing every day. Or let's say speaking practice. Or let's say listen to songs. So you can delete the ones that you don't want, that you won't use. January German studies, let's say. And you can just look at those. Okay? I think that's pretty much everything about my language learning Notion. Here is my personal dashboard. If you want another video about this, just let me know in the comments. I can tell you how to organize your daily life, your school life, your content creator life if you have one. If you like the Notion app, you can download it completely for free using the link in the description. And if you have some difficulties creating your templates, you will just understand those by time, and you can also watch some YouTube tutorials about it, because that's mainly how I figured everything out. I hope that it will help you with your language learning, to keep everything organized and to be more regular, okay? Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow my Instagram page for more updates. Thank you for watching this video, and see you!